Righto, what's going on, YouTubers, as we go over massive bumps again? Hair's getting a little bit blonder from the sun and the beach. So we had a phone call this morning from the doctor and we got our MRI results for my back. And long story short, it's not looking the best. So I mentioned 2009, I did 2 bulged discs, L1, L2, and every year up until 2020, it played up. It slipped out and I was in a lot of pain. Blah, 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 no one cares. So 2020, I stopped wearing a weightlifting belt and started taking BPC and TB500, and it all went away and never wore a belt since. Anyway, last year, start of the year or something, or mid-year, decided to do trap bar deadlifts and felt something weird go and dealt with it, whatever. And ever since, like, sometimes when I get out of bed, it's really stiff and I have to have a hot shower and walk and then feel okay. And some days it's good, some days it's bad. Blah, 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 no one cares. So anyway, 2 new bulged discs, L3, L4, and I think L5. Cool. Great news. No one cares. So I put it on my Instagram. Fair few people have reached out to me. I was looking at the McGill Big 3 because that helped in the past. But a friend of mine, he had similar issues and he did everything possible. Lockie Miller, if you're watching, you're a sick, I won't say the rest of the word because the views will probably go down. And he suggested to watch Lower Back Ability, and I've watched like 2 hours of it already, and it looks promising. And I looked on ChatGPT and a few other, like Grok and others, and there's been heaps of reviews on Reddit and other platforms, and yeah, it all makes sense what he's saying. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rehab that just like I rehabbed my shoulder, because I'm gonna get to the bottom of everything. There's always a hack to injuries and the rest, and to the body. Nothing is impossible, nothing is not fixable. What I've learnt. So, yep, we're gonna do it. And I'm gonna film on here exactly what I'm gonna do to fix it. Now I should note, going to use BPC, GHKCU, and there's another one, it's like ARA something, one I haven't heard of, but I've been researching this morning. So these bumps are shit house, sorry. But yeah, so I'm gonna document my rehab, and also to note, now I can walk, I can go to the gym, I can still do everything. It just gives me a bit of grief. It's not the end of the world, no one cares. Just for me, and to show you and others who are going through the same shit that you can be fixed and you can be helped too, because again, this is my journey and I'm here to help others, and I'm here to be the guinea pig, just like I have with all the bodybuilding, all the steroids, drugs, whatever, to give back and tell you what works, what doesn't. So watch up, because I'm sure there is a lot of you who are going through the same thing as me. I'll put in the video what actual, what the diagnosis is from the paper that I got given from the doctor, result. So yeah, enjoy the journey. This is day 1 of rehabbing my shit lower back. See you soon, people. Peace. Righto, so what the doctor has prescribed, aka lower back ability program. Basically, we are aiming for a 2-minute hold on the hip extension, and once again I've clocked it with the camera angle. Needed to get my whole body in, but you get the idea. So I'm basically just holding this as long as I can. First day, like I said, goal's 2 minutes, and we progress from there. So basically, if your back's that bad, you may just want to stand on the ground and hold yourself on the pad, because that will be easier. But mine isn't that extreme, so I am thankful that I can at least do this. And we will see how far we can progress with this, since this is day 1, and it's definitely going to be a journey. But I can tell you, it was definitely something different that I haven't felt in a long time. My lower back was definitely feeling it in a good way. Muscles I haven't used, obviously, in a long time. And that's why it's weak, and that's why it's been injured. So there's all tiny little muscles around your spine. There we go. See, however long that was, we'll see how it was. See, like I was saying, you have tiny muscles around your spine, and basically what this is doing is strengthening it and getting all the blood and the nutrients, getting a pump around it to get it stronger. Next, the doctor prescribes is lower back extensions. The goal is 20 to 30 reps, and then you progress from there. But as you can imagine, I cannot do 20 reps or 30 reps from the get-go. So once again, this is my starting point, and I think you can kind of tell where my hips are on the pad that I probably could have had it lower to get more of a stretch. So this is all part of the rehab, and anyone who wants to try it and follow me on this journey, whoever's got a really bad back, do it with me, because I've heard so many good things about it. And I'm excited to get this injury out the way. So come on, do it with me. So that was exercise number 2. Exercise number 3 is one leg. And as you can see, how much weaker I am, and my stability is just not there. So hence why I've been injured, because one side's stronger than the other and one side's weaker than the other. And that is my left side, where I've been injured the most. So I think I only did 1 set here. I think I did 2 sets in the other one, but you don't want to see that. I also did a 1 leg hold before this, or maybe I've put it in after. Sorry if I have, but it's a 1 leg hold for 1 minute. And I think I lasted 30 seconds, if that. So by this time I've already done a fair few sets, so my lower back's feeling pretty cooked, because remember, this is the start of the program and it's basically a virgin muscle. Rest in peace, little virgin muscle. Righto, so first lat exercise we got here is the cable pullover. And a few days this has felt pretty good and I've had no pain or no niggles. And for some reason at this time the left shoulder was giving me absolute grief and I was pretty over it. So as I would come down, there was like a nerve that was sort of shooting in my rear delt and coming through the front of my shoulder. So got pissed off and just did one set here. I then did a single arm lat pulled over, which I didn't film because I wasn't sure how it was going to feel. And to tell you the truth, it felt shit, so I just stopped it and went on to the next exercise, which didn't hurt and that felt great because my lats were already fired up. Different angle we have here. So this is hitting the lats, the traps and the rear delts. Mainly, more lat, but the trap is going to get involved too. So if you wanted to hit the lats and the traps and the rear delts in one exercise, this is the one. Kill two birds with one stone. All I'm trying to do here is pull myself through the pad and not move my chest or swing off the pad and use silly weights, which is just going to put tension on my joints when I'm literally just trying to work the back muscles, nothing else. And I'm not an ego lifter anymore. I'm all for longevity. So pay me out all you want with these little baby weights, but the machine's kind of heavy and I'm not here to lift mountains anymore. I'm just trying to be injury free. Like I said in the last exercise, it was giving me grief, so I just stopped it and moved on. And I actually did, more sets on here, which I didn't film because I felt like I didn't get the stimulus I wanted for it. And there's no other reason, but I just wanted to do more. So you don't have to stick to a certain set range. So I think I did 2 here, and then I did another machine that was similar and did a similar angle just to see how it felt like, and I felt like it wasn't as much trap as this one and it was a bit smoother. Regardless, this machine still felt pretty great. And I didn't want to bore you, so we're just going to get straight into the biceps. Hammer curl, preacher curl machine. I'm just holding the other side of the grip, just making shit up at this stage. Again, we're not slinging around throwing weights where my shoulders are going to get involved. All tension on the brachialis, the bicep, bit of forearm, If you notice, everything I do is all smooth. Not swinging around, just trying to target the muscle itself and not my joints. The focus, look at the focus. All tension on the bicep, nothing else. And you see I don't fully straighten my arm on these. I stop just before it gets straight. I probably could stop even a smidge higher because my left forearm sometimes gives a niggle here and there. But it wasn't too bad here. I think anytime I start to do more volume on my biceps, the left one always cops it, which I think comes back to the shoulder issue itself, fixing the shoulder properly, which it almost is. I just get lazy and don't do the breathing exercises that Jonathan Warren gave me. I do it like 2 or 3 times a week, but I think I need to do it more, maybe 4 or 5. I want to contact him and give him an update. Last exercise, pretty decent one. Kind of like Dorian Yates used to do back in the day with the Nautilus, but this is the Life Fitness. Basically all you're doing is just flexing your bicep. And I get pretty good pumps here. Good contractions, I feel it well. Literally just like you're flexing your biceps in a front double bicep pose.